Hello everyone, Mr. Biggleston here, going to talk you through your 6-mark question on your GCSE Religious Studies exam. Quick overview again, Year 10, you are studying those modules just there. They are within Unit 1, called Religion and Life, equals 84 marks. Each section is 20 marks, so that's what we're working on today. Year 11, you do the same again for a different unit. A reminder about AO1 and AO2, I would have gone over this several times already, but there's no harm in it. AO1, 10 out of 20 marks on offer, 2 mark and an 8 mark, and it's all about knowledge and no opinion. AO2 questions is 10 out of the 20, it's a 4 and a 6, and it requires you to give an opinion backed up with reasons, and knowledge is needed to give your reasons. So in each section, you have those which I've just gone through, and in this video, we're looking at the 6-mark AO2 question right at the end. Now, the 6-mark question, this is asking for your opinion, and it will always start with a statement and ask you if you agree or disagree. For example, evil and suffering in the world prove that God does not exist, and it will be broken down into 2 sections. Firstly, do you agree? And you give reasons for your opinion. Secondly, give reasons why some people may disagree with you. So you've got 2 parts to that last 6-mark question, each worth 3. My top tips, as always, underline or highlight the key words. So here in this one, evil and suffering prove God not exist. Do you agree? Explain why some disagree. So how to get 6 marks out of 6? You can do this in 2 ways. It's up to you. Give 3 brief points for each side, or give 2 developed points for each side. Okay? Developed, I've talked about this before, but I'll say it again, is shown when further sentences are given to give greater depth to a point, and a clear way to develop a point is to give an example. Another good way is just imagine somebody's asking you, what do you mean by that? Or looking over your shoulder and saying, why is that? And you can just give a further statement to back up the first point. So we're going to look at the 3 brief points method first of all. So 3 brief points on either side, 1 mark each is worth 6 marks. Even suffering will prove that God does not exist. Do you agree? You could say, for example, I do not agree with this statement because firstly, I think God can still be omniscient, omnipotent, and omnibenevolent because he may want to test our faith. That's one theodicy. Secondly, I believe that God may not be responsible for evil, but it is the work of the devil. Thirdly, I believe no one can know what God's plan is, so we should not try and work out why he allows evil. There will be a reason, we just don't know it. So there's your 3 points that can give you 3 marks for one side. I'm going to point out what's good about this as well. You'll notice that at the top here, it starts with I do not agree. So you've directly answered the question, and you said firstly. And down here, he said secondly and thirdly. Leave the examiner in no doubt how many points you're making. And you're also giving lots of key vocabulary here, as well as key vocabulary of the question. Key vocabulary such as omniscient, omnipotent, omnibenevolent, test of faith, work of the devil, God's plan. These are all phrases you'd use in an RE exam, probably nowhere else. And then you'd say why people would disagree with you. So here, some people may disagree with me because not everyone has a faith in God, and many have chosen not to believe. So their faith can't be tested. Secondly, some people may claim if it is the work of the devil, that shows that God is not all powerful because he cannot stop the devil. And thirdly, some may say it's irresponsible for God to shield his plan from us and let us suffer with no knowledge. A loving God would not let that happen, would not just give us nothing to go on. And again, here, a bit of exam tip, you'll see some people may disagree. Secondly, some may claim. Thirdly, some may say. So it's really important you start off at the start of each point with whatever you say I, if you're giving you that section, or for this section, some people may disagree, or some people may claim, some people may say, and you're going firstly, secondly, thirdly. Now, just to show you how to do the 2 develop points method, if you don't want to bring in 3 for each side, you can bring in 2, but you need to develop them. So I'm going to take that last example and pick 2 of those 3. So give reasons why some people may disagree with you. Here, we've got the one about not everyone has a faith. And so it's developed here by saying no matter how much suffering someone had to bear, they do not believe in God, this suffering will never achieve its goal. So that's stating why saying that about a test of faith is not useful for some people. I'm just giving a little bit more. Here, it's the same point as before. Some may claim it's the work of the devil, and we're developing it here by saying if God was omnipotent, he would not need to rely on another being to explain suffering. He could have stopped the devil from existing. So that's developing the first point you've made. And if you do that on each side, that means you'll also get 6 marks. So what have we learned? Give me 5. I'd like you to answer these questions in your head, or of course you could write it down if you wish, and then we'll go through the answers. So a 6-mark question, is it AO1 or AO2? Knowledge or opinion? Of the 4 questions, where does a 6-mark question come? The 6-mark question is split in 2. What does each half ask? What should you try and do in each half? And can you give 3 tips on writing the answer? Firstly is AO2, it is opinion. It is the 4th question of 4. Split into 2. The first one says, do you agree? And the second will say, why may some disagree? Fourthly, you can either give 3 brief points on each side or 2 developed. And tips, read the question carefully. Start each point with I for when you're speaking, and some people when you say why some people may disagree. Use the vocabulary from the question so you're answering it. Use plenty of technical vocabulary as well, and keep all of it relevant. Okay, so that was a tutorial on achieving 6 marks out of 6 on your essay question. Very best of luck. Thank you for watching.